Namaste everyone. Namaste to Ragramji and everyone who have gathered here. I am Prabha Krishna. So let us all sit comfortably. Let us be in tune with ourselves before the session starts. Sit straight in your chair. Allow the spine to stand tall. Check your shoulders. Exhale and relax the shoulder area. Breathe in and breathe out and relax the facial muscles. And just observe the in-breath and the out-breath from the tip of the nostrils. As you observe, your body and mind is settling down. You are in tune with yourself. You are connected to yourself. As you keep observing your breath, the breath also settles down from shallow to slow, soft breathing. Gently join your palms in Namaskara Mudra at the chest center, at the heart. Let's all chant 3 Oms followed by Prarthana. Sahana Vavatu. Breathe in. Om. 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 Sahana Vavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bow down. Let's pay our respects to the Divine Mother Earth. Let us all be beautifully nourished and enriched today. Let there be wonderful learning between the student and the teacher. Let there be peace everywhere. Let there be peace around us. Let there be peace within me. Gently raise your head. Blink your eyes open. Once more, Namaste. Wonderful to see many of you joining today. And today is a very special day too. It's a birthday of Ragramji. We already celebrated the star birthday just a week ago on Guru Purnima, a beautiful auspicious occasion. And today also is a very auspicious occasion because of course it is a birthday of Ragramji. And I'm sure you're all gathered here because of your love and absolute love towards him, because we are all there and because he is there to give us that love, like beautifully Ashwati had written in her the chapter in the biography. It's how he just gives love. He is a donor of love, like that. So, and that is what we are all here beautifully in that bubble of love. And today is a very, very, very important day for Yoga Bharati, because today is the day where we are going to release a soft copy teaser launch. We all be wondering what is this teaser launch, because today the entire book is not released. It's going to be like a teaser. It is like an appetizer to all of you. So when an appetizer is given, you all will be eager for the main course. So this is the main the I would say the main criteria or the emphasis given for this soft copy teaser launch. and we have a wonderful team here who will be giving you an insight towards the journey of these book making here. And hopefully within a few months we would be able to really launch the entire book itself. So before that, we wanted to share our experiences, to share the book journey, because both the books are very very unique in their content. So it's not like the biography of Ragramji. It's not like, okay, complete he's just narrating it to us and we are interviewing him and just writing, like a secretary just noting down in a shortcut, that shorthand handwriting. That is not the way we have done that. It's a very, very interesting way of doing the biography, and also a beautiful compilation of the talks of Ragramji on by Ragramji on PYS, that is Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So, and I'm sure everyone who have heard him understand the way he speaks a very very complicated topics in a very simple and lucid manner. And all of us are very keen to hear the commentary of Ragramji on PYS, that Patanjali Yoga Sutras, because even though it is 196 sutras, every sutra is like an atom bomb. So it is just gives you that kind of absolute one line itself in that set, it has so much of profound knowledge. And we are all students of yoga here, trying to understand what is that one line atom bomb here, and that is what Ragramji is here to give those talks. And those talks has been beautifully recorded and then transcribed and edited, and it has been a very beautiful journey. It's like I say, right, when you have a main course, when you invite someone, there is a lot of effort in planning what is the ingredient, planning coming from the farmers to your plate, right? So sometimes we see only the plate, so sometimes we see only the book, but what comes from the farmer, what is done there, sometimes we are not knowing. And here we are going to share you all that, what is from the farmer to the plate, what has been the journey. So I would first invite the first person here, that is Brinda Rajaram, to tell you a few very interesting, because I would always consider that Yoga Bharati's work is Bhagwan's work. So we are here to absolutely with the vision of Sahanav Bunaktu, may we nourish all. And when we are nourishing each other, there is beautiful growth within each other, right? So we are all joining together and rising up, is what I always believe. And when it is Bhagwan's work, everything gets beautifully choreographed. And that is what the idea of the book also came. And people beautifully joined. Just like that, it just came. It came so beautifully. It is like I was interacting with Brindaji through some course, and we had a good interaction at that time. And this idea of Patanjali Yoga Sutras came. It came in January end almost, and I put it in in the same group where we are as batchmates. And she and some of the team members like Shweta and all, they came forward. They said, yes, we would like to be part, because we want to take it as a learning journey. And then a huge team was joined together. It was all very beautiful choreographed there. That is what is our journey of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras compilation book journey there. And automatically, that also there, when we have a set of honeybees, there will be always a queen bee there. And that was what Brindaji there here, because there needs to be one person who kind of gives that direction, gives that coordination. The choreographer need to really make sure that everything is set well, all, no? So, and that was the role of Brindaji, the queen bee, to say, because and I didn't know that this was her area of strength also. Can you imagine that? So that was the beauty of this journey itself. And Brindaji has, and all the team members, who Bala and Shweta, so many people there, Brindaji will talk about, have beautifully joined together from February 2021. This work has been going on. So this has been a very beautiful journey for their COVID times also. So COVID times, it has been an immense learning for them. I am absolutely sure that during the transcription journey, they have nourished themselves. They have beautifully, progressed themselves, and that is beauty of the journey itself. And that is where one quote before I just move on to Brindaji is I just read it just 2 days ago by Mother Sri Aurobindo and Mother Institute, that very beautifully it is written, youth does not depend on the small number of years one has lived, but on the capacity to grow and progress. To grow is to increase one's potentialities, one's capacities. To progress is to make constantly more perfect the capacities that one already possesses. So beautiful, this quote itself, because how to remain young, that is the the heading of this chapter, because we think that no, I'm already so old, yeah, what can I do? But no, it's nothing like that. So it's all about how we are progressing our capacities, our potentialities, and that is the beautiful example of Brindaji here. So even though she's one of the senior most here, but I would always say that the eagerness to learn, the eagerness to do seva, to do the selfless service, to do. She knows that this is beautiful work which is going to be nourishing so many people, because people who are going to be reading it is like a the Indian psychology book. We have Western psychology books, but Patanjali Yoga Sutras is actually a beautiful psychology book here for us, and that is a journey here. So over to Brindaji.
Thank you, Prabha. Give me 1 minute, just going to share my screen. Can you all see my screen now? Okay. Thank you, Prabha, for that introduction. And first, Namaste, Ragramji, and wishing you a very happy birthday. A good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all who have joined us. And Prabha said, I am one of the team members of this book that we are working on, which is the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And it's a compilation of the talks given by Ragramji. Prabha stole a little bit of my thunder. How did this journey start? So it was really by a WhatsApp message. Yes, it was COVID time, and a lot of us were connected to the outside world only through our laptops. And actually, like Prabha, you kind of, like I said, stole my thunder. It was that some divine connection. I'm not very active on social media, and it was, you get so many messages. Why I respond to that? Hey, that was the universe calling me, right? So it was that profound message and connection that is, was the start of this journey, so to speak. And that was Prabha's goal, really, to put that vision out there, to create a book from Ragramji's talks. And I remember Prabha saying that, Ragramji has given so many talks on so many topics, but really, wouldn't it be nice to have a book? We don't have anything written. And hey, I said yes, not knowing what it takes to write a book, but then, that's the part of the journey. And it was with that in mind, and the timing was also, supportive in the sense that the Detroit group for whom Ragramji was giving the PYS talks, they had just started in January. And sincere thanks to Sita and group for really recording all those sessions and diligently sharing those links very promptly every week, right till the last week, I think, when they completed these talks earlier this year. So really, really thank you to for doing this, because without that, this book wouldn't be possible. And our small team, a few of us who responded to Prabha's WhatsApp message, was the team. We started small, but I think that was good. And it was global too, right? We had folks, many of us who were in India. I'm here in New Jersey in the US, Shweta's in Dubai. And during COVID, all of us really were, our connection to the outside world was just a lot of Zoom calls. I can speak for myself. I probably attended so many lectures and talks, but that was really great because it was that technology that enabled us to really connect, both virtually as a team and connect to learn from, folks like Ragramji who have so much knowledge to share. And then, of course, use that same technology to use the audio scripts, recorded messaging, and convert it to written book. So yes, there was so much going on, but I think it was just the perfect time in many ways to get this dream into a reality. Before we started, we actually had a first call with Ragramji, and our question to him was, what really is your vision for the book? What would your goal be for a written book? And I think what he so beautifully explained, and which I find so profound in my exposure to Ragramji, was he wanted to present the science and principles of yoga and avoid mystification. The messages in the sutra are universally applicable and should be presented clearly in an honest and logical manner. And that was very beautiful guidance for us. And with that, this team, started. So as Prabha said, it was a learning process for all of us. I'm actually a project manager, so hey, okay, let's manage this. We came up with a broad set of steps. I put together my PowerPoint slide, and all right, everything works on a slide, right? Then what happens when you actually have to do it? So we had, defined the steps, but we came into it knowing that we would learn, we will iterate, and we will improve. So we had a wonderful team of folks who were willing to, join in this journey. The first step in this process, we called it as is. And it's important for us to do that because really the goal was to retain the content as delivered by Ragramji in his talks and retain that simple communication style. Like Prabha said, he makes something complicated so simple. Like one of our other volunteers said, he gives such real life examples that you can actually relate to it. It's not some esoteric talk that you hear and like, okay, well, how does it really apply in my life? So it was important for us to retain both his message, his content, his style to the extent it possible. So that's when we got our as is audio transcript starting point. And then we would obviously edit it both for language and content because a spoken style when translated to written text does require some level of editing. We would send it back to Ragramji for his review and comments, one more round of editing, and then collate the sutras to create each pada. So broadly, that was our process. But what did we learn? Like more like our team would probably, echo the same sentiments. It was a time-consuming process, required a lot of effort, but yet an amazing learning journey to actually listen to his talk, to reflect on it, to make notes, write it, and listen again was just a phenomenal learning experience for each and every one of us. And I would take, a moment to thank every one of you to have given your time, your dedication, your commitment, and that shraddha, which is so important to make this whole, as is document, a real document which we could all work from. So at this time, I would like to actually invite Raksha, one of our volunteers who'd like to say a few words. But before Raksha comes on, most importantly, want to thank Ragramji for his review and guidance. Without him answering our questions patiently, going through everything, and Nagratna ji for her time and effort despite her busy schedule to give feedback and comments was really a great start to get our first pada ready. And like Shweta also said, while it was difficult, it was a fantastic learning experience for us. And we really were all blessed to be part of this journey and to be actually having given this opportunity to even participate, I think was a blessing. Is Raksha, if anybody else is there, would you like to say a few words?
Yes,
Bala?
I'm.
Yeah, please go ahead,
Thank you,
Raksha.
Raksha here. Yeah. Are you able to see me? I think my video is not. Okay.
Yes, we can see you. Please continue.
Okay, fine. Yeah. First of all, my humble pranams and birthday wishes to Ragramji and namaste to all. So I would like to thank the Yoga Bharati team for providing me this opportunity, wonderful opportunity to do a bit of transcription, to which I feel that I could offer my little bit of seva. I call it as Alilu Seva, like seva of a squirrel to the organization. Actually, I had a wonderful experience in doing this activity. Firstly, I came to know more about Raghuramji and Yoga Bharati team as well. I had heard about Raghuramji, but I had never seen him or listened to his talks or lectures. So through this, I feel that I got a chance to listen to Raghuramji's talks, which was indeed a great treasure and value to us. So while doing the transcription activity, I came to know more about Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which, as Prabhaji and Brindaji said, it's indeed a great nourishment, or it's like a nutrition or a medicine to our body, mind, and soul. So all three together. This also Raghuramji keeps saying dharana, dhyana, and uh, dharana, dhyana, this Traya Sutras. And I really like the way Raghuramji explained. Like as you said, Raghuramji explains us in a language which is very easily understandable to any layman like us. And all these sutras, all these sutras are in Sanskrit. And he has explained it in a very simple and understandable way, giving day to day examples with real life examples. Like if I have to say, this Advaita principle was very easily explained, giving the example of leaf consciousness. So if you see at if you compare two leaves, you find the difference between two leaves. But if you go to the branch level, then you see that there is no difference between those two leaves of the same branch. Then if you go to the trunk level, then you see that all those two branches are same. There is no difference between those two branches. So Raghuramji has explained that so clearly that if you go deeper to the earth level, then you see that you cannot find any difference at all. So that is like Vasudeva Kutumbakam, and that Advaita principle, that there is oneness among everyone, that oneness and that uniqueness, that it's like explained so clearly. That's what I still remember while doing the transcription. I could this is just one of the examples, that leaf consciousness, that is like stored in my memory now. So like this, I can say that a lot of day-to-day examples and were quoted, which it's actually it has reached my it has got, deeply penetrated to my mind. So I would like to thank Yoga Bharati team for providing me this opportunity. And also the transcription was not very difficult as well. Like initially we had got this MP3 videos, MP3 audios. So for which it needed some bit of more work. But then later on, YouTube videos were given to us. So that was also made easier, so that we could easily get the YouTube transcript, and then we could adjust the playback speed, so that we could match our typing speed and listen to the audio. So I would like to thank Yoga Bharati team and Raghuramji and everyone involved in this for giving me this opportunity to give my little bit of seva to this organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raksha. Yes, I think it was definitely an opportunity for seva for every one of us, and we echo a lot of what you said. So where are we in this journey now? We are almost at the end of completing the as-is transcriptions. Like I said, that's our first step and probably one of the more time-intensive steps. Our goal is to actually complete the transcriptions by September, hopefully get all the reviews done by December, when we'll have each of the 4 padas ready. And as part of the soft teaser launch, we'll be sharing the Samadhi Pada, the first 11 sutras. So you get, like Prabha said, a little bit of an appetizer for what's coming next. And once again, my opportunity to first thank Ragramji for beautifully explaining the sutras. And I think this book is going to be something that everybody will treasure. For the Detroit team for giving us those links. And again, each and every one of you volunteers for your time and effort and commitment. Prabha, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Brindaji, for giving an overview of the journey of Are you all able to hear me? Yeah. Overview of the journey of the PYS talks. And now, each time we all need a little bit of some interesting things, because the moment we come into online, there should need not be any monotonous, and that's what we have also created this session, this 1 hour session, also to give you some nice entertainment also. And this entertainment is something very spiritual, to say exactly. It is not boga, it is yoga only. So what here is, I would request Bala to share a wonderful video of the journey of Ragramji with Yoga Bharati family, and of course some of the clippings from his childhood also. Thank you, Bala. Thank you very much. I'm sure you all would have enjoyed this 2 minutes video of a beautiful journey of with Raghuramji with Yoga Bharati family, to say. And looking at these pictures brings back a lot of wonderful, fond memories for me too. To say exactly, this September, it will be 20 years of my connection with Raghuramji. Can you believe Raghuramji is going to be 20 years? I was just calculating. September is the time when I met you on a Raja Yoga talk in Yoga Bharati US in the Fremont Library. So that is where the instant, we say that the instant connection, and that is where I had felt. So this journey with Raghuramji has been so transformative for me, actually. So that, and I would say where I was and where I am right now, it's been it's been like a caterpillar to a butterfly, and I would say a cocoon, caterpillar into cocoon, been for a long time. And the Prabha fluttering her wings is mainly by the grace of divine and Raghuramji. And that is where the idea of the biography of Ragramji came. Just I consider it to, I don't want to say it is my idea. So because the idea is coming from divine only. So I am just a nimitta, an instrument there, and just one day, just suddenly one bulb just strikes. Arey, why don't we do like that? Many people will be eager to hear his life, his connections, because whenever we go for a 1 day trip or a 3 day trip with Ragramji, he talks about his association with different people, Eknath Ranedeji, his teacher, his family members, how he has influenced the Turkey people, how he has influenced the Detroit team. So many interesting conversation details he gives us. And that is where I felt that, yeah, this we need to know more about Ragramji. There is a thirst to know more and also get an inspiration. And again, like I told, how got connected with Brindaji is where I would say how I got connected to the author Ashwati, who is the author for the biography of Ragramji here, is in April 2021. Again, everything is beautiful. The 2021 seems to be a landmark year of Yoga Bharati, where she had just sent me an email saying that she has prepared a few pages on her discussions with Raghuramji. And when I saw her writing style, at that time things did not strike. In the month of August is where this idea struck, and we were wondering, when I told Raghuramji, obviously Raghuramji is always there to give you that support and encouragement, and he said yes. And we were wondering who will write, and that is where again a bulb struck that Ashwati is a person there who had already sent. And again, who will lead? There needs to be a leading person also, someone who has that dynamic personality to lead, because lot of things is required for a biography of Raghuramji there. And that is where our association with Kavita ji came upon. And because Kavita ji has been with Vyasa for such a long time, and I have been knowing her since the time we started Yoga Bharati teacher training course. So, and I've always been in awe of her personality and her dedication and perseverance. So that is where, and we felt that yes, Kavita ji is the best person to lead the team, and Ashwati thankfully agreed to be the author, and that is how their journey started. Exactly date I don't know, I think maybe September 2021, maybe they started the team of their volunteers, and that's how their journey started. And over to Ashwati to share her slide of how the journey of biography of Ragramji has been.
Thank you, Prabhaji. I'll share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So as Prabhaji mentioned, when Ragramji, Prabhaji, Kavitaji approached me to discuss, can you think about writing the book? I was wondering, oh my God, this is going to be a Herculean task, because there is so much to be written, so many people to talk to. But one thing that Raghuramji said that became like a guiding force for all of us was when in one of the initial meetings, he said that, the biography is not really about me, but more about celebrating life. So even though you're going to, even though the project is called, or the book may be called as a biography of Raghuramji, it's more about looking at life, who are all the people that he has come in touch with, not just his gurus, colleagues, family, friends, but also his students. And each one of them is a stalwart in their own right. And how can we look at that group of people and then show life as a way of celebration and nothing else? So that is what has been the main instrument, or the main way of looking at this whole project. I think I'm having some trouble with I'll have to probably share it like this. Okay, so the intent of this project, like I said, is to celebrate life. In terms of structure, the idea is to give a chronological overview of Raghuramji's life, because we do want to see how he has traversed this journey. But at the same time, address the maybe various topics that come up when we interview him, or the different people associated with him. It is certain questions are bound to come, certain topics are bound to come. So we may want to get a little additional explanation on those topics from Raghuramji. So the structure, what we have envisioned, is to look at the chronological journey of Raghuramji's life, but intersperse it with different spiritual topics through a conversation with Raghuramji. So therefore, the style is also that we have adopted is a very simple language in terms of the writing style, because we want to preserve Raghuramji's style of communication. like Vrindaji and Prabhaji have mentioned, the way he breaks down very complex topics into simple, chewable chunks is something that makes all of us, huge fans of Ragramji. So we want to bring that to the audience. And again, he is a conversationalist. He likes to, most of my learnings have happened through my talks with him or by listening to different things that he has spoken about. So I felt that when a reader is able to become part of that conversation, that is where the maximum amount of learning will happen. So therefore, we have taken an approach of conversation in this book. Part of it is also because if you look at our Guru Shishya Parampara, the learning happens primarily through conversation between the Guru and the Shishya. And that is something that we have seen in our Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, any stories that you take. The maximum learning happens when the Guru and the Shishya are free to talk with each other on various topics. So that is the other approach that we have added to this book. Now, in terms of the process itself, like Prabhaji just spoke, I think we started, maybe the idea came to us, and the initial group of myself and Kavitaji, we started sometime in September, October, I think. Then we had a few people who were interested in helping conduct the interviews with different people. So in terms of the sources, where would the content for this biography come? This includes the direct interviews of Raghuramji, interviews of his friends, students, and family members, as well as my own interpretation and narration that goes along with it, in terms of guiding the storyline. And the topics, like I mentioned, one would be the spirituality, spiritual topics, and specifically Raghuramji's thoughts on those select topics. And a lot of these topics would come as we were looking at his chronology. So different incidents from Raghuramji's life and different themes that seem to shine during those specific phases. And finally, also the different lessons shared by his students, because he may have spoken those words and moved on, but these became lifelong lessons for his students. So while interviewing different people that he have come in close contact with, there may be certain things that they remember vividly and lessons that they carry in their life journey. So those are the topics that we have chosen. And this is a work in progress. We started only very recently, and there is so much to cover. So the process that we have adopted are a few steps that go along with it. One, we needed a volunteer group, people who can actually conduct the interviews with people who are local and global as well. So the second step was to identify who are those people that whom we would interview. And this is an ongoing process. We are continuing to identify people and continuing to interview them, both in India and outside. The second step would be to conduct the interviews, transcribe the interviews, and summarize. And in cases of direct interviews with Raghuramji, both verbatim transcription and then minor edits to help with the language and the content and the overall flow of the book. And then the next step for that would be to actually organize the content and actually create the feeling of a single book or a biography. So this is actually a work in progress. This is something that our team is working towards, and we hope that we hit some key milestones soon. And finally, to talk about who are, the key people who have been associated. We were able to put together a group of volunteers, both in terms of leading the project, conducting the interviews, transcribing, and I think we have also been feeding off of each other's energy to, each person, when somebody completes an interview and uploads it, we are all excited to read it. And each time I have read one of these interviews, it feels like I'm sitting in the presence of Raghuramji, and feel very happy to be reading those interview transcripts. And that's when we know that, this is something that people will really enjoy when the final book is released. Like I mentioned earlier, this is an ongoing project, and we are happy to take on volunteers to conduct interviews, to transcribe the recordings, and the general help coordinate as well. We are also happy to hear from you if you would like to share your memorable experiences by email, any stories or lessons that you have learned from Ragramji. You can share your thoughts at the address at ragramjibook@gmail.com. So this has been our journey so far, and I want to now hand over to Kavita ji to let a few volunteers and contributors talk about their experience and thoughts about this project.
All of us wish to lead a very good life and a happy life, but very often we don't know what that good life means. And this cannot be explained in terms of absolute values and ideas. We need inspiring role models. And Raghuramji is one such rare gem, I would say, who inspires us more through his being than through his doing. His very presence has a calming effect, and his words take us to the silence. And I truly admire the effort of the team working hard to put together his life experiences.
Namaste to all. My name is Claudia, and warm greetings from South America. It's my love and pleasure to have been part of Ragramji's biography book project. Such a warm, hurting experience.
I am happy to know that a book about Ragramji is being released shortly. Sri Ragramji is known to me from last 45-46 years. He has always been my friend, philosopher and guide. His autobiography will definitely guide thousands and thousands of young men to take a simple life and guide the world and reach the universal level. I wish the book a great success.
Namaste. I am delighted to speak about Sri N.V. Raghuram Garu, a spiritual friend of mine. I am an octogenarian teacher having 52 to 53 years of experience of teaching management in various institutions, more so in Dhruva College of Management since 1995. Sri Raghuram is humility personified. He is such a kind of simple person. He has taught many people from many continents how to celebrate life, and I have realized in his presence every moment is a celebration of life, and may God bless him with Ayu, Arogya, Aishwarya, Ananda.
Hello everyone, Namaste. We are Satya Priya and Sukesh. We are excited for the biography of Raghuramji. It gives us joy that the inspiration he has given with his life and teachings through his biography will reach more people. Thank you, Yoga Bharati team. Thank you, Guruji, for being with us with the light of knowledge and your gracious love. Happy birthday!
గురు పౌర్ణమి రోజునే మా ఇంట్లోనూ ఒక గురువు ఉదయించాడు. గురువు కన్నా మించి రఘురాం ఒక సాధకుడు. పశ్యన్, శృణ్వన్, స్పృశన్, జిఘ్రన్, నశ్రన్, గృహ్ణాన్, వదన్, వ్రజన్, ఈహితానీహి తైర్ముక్తో ముక్త ఏవ మహాశయాః. అష్టావక్ర సంహిత. మహాశయ మహాజ్ఞాని బాహ్యానికి సామాన్యుడి వలె కనిపిస్తాడు. ఆ మహాపురుషుడు రాగద్వేషరహితుడు. ఆ యోగి అంతరంగం అతి స్వచ్ఛం. ఈ సందర్భంలో మా శుభాశీస్సులు.
totally excited with the initiative on Ragramji's biography. There are many reasons and few to cite. Myself and my family, especially my dears and nears, have benefited tremendously with Ragramji's teachings on yoga philosophy, guidance, and practical examples. Secondly, I'm sure the book will be a reference to how to live with a purpose and in a balanced way.
Namaste. We have been trying to ask him to write a book, but somehow, even though he is a voracious reader and quite often writes some articles and blogs, he has not been keen on writing a book. And now is the time has come where a few of the volunteers have come to collect and gather a lot of information of his thoughts on spirituality.
Namaste. Thank you so much for this wonderful video. I'm sure all of you would have enjoyed, people talking about how Ragramji's influence has been towards their own transformation. As Raghuramji always said, the YB's vision, Yoga Bharati's vision should be in all the streams of yoga. The Raja Yoga, the Karma Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, the Jnana Yoga. And he always was saying that it should be like every household need to have a transformation. It's like an identity to themselves, and it's like a stamp of Yoga Bharati in every household. And it's like even if you are influencing or transforming one person in the family, it's like the radiance of that transformation would spread to everyone in the house. And that is the the vision of Yoga Bharati here. And now I'm sure everyone has been eagerly waiting. Now it's been you've all been eagerly hearing the journey of Yoga Bharati. And so now is the time for the virtual launch of the soft copy book teaser. And since it is an online event, we can't ask Raghuramji to cut and open and all these things. So that is the disadvantage of online. But we would like to say, because of online, we are having people here in this forum from every part of India. I'm seeing people from US, people from South America, Turkey. So many of them have joined here today. I'm so grateful for that. And let's proceed with the virtual launch. And please sit in your house and do clap. Yeah. Yes.
Namaste. The book title is Patanjali Yoga Sutra, a compilation of talks by Sri N.V. Raghuram. In this book, Raghuramji has given a beautiful, clear explanation of all the sutras interweaved with practical examples and experiences from his own life. Just to give a small glimpse of how it goes, Sutra 1, Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Having known the outer world, let us now discover the inner world by the method of discipline. In this, a beautiful example that Raghuramji gives. Let us read through that. We know clearly a seed undergoes a lot of changes before it grows into a tree and comes to the manifested level outside. What we see as a tree or a plant is there inside the seed in an unmanifested way. In the seed, it is in a subtle form which is not available for our observation. Similarly, when a child is born, we conduct the birthday of the child on the day the child comes out of the mother's womb. But we know that before the child is born, 9 months the child was there in the mother's womb. When we see a wave coming out of the ocean, we know that a lot of preparation goes on under the ocean so that wave come out. These analogies give us the idea that there is something behind the whole of the creation and we need to explore into that particular creation. That journey to explore what is behind this creation starts now, starts here, as described in Yoga Sutras. It is a journey into that subtle space which is there behind the manifested world.
Namaste. This book, titled Celebrating Life, is an attempt to capture the lifetime of service of our beloved Guru Sri N.V. Raghuram. On the first question of how to find one's Guru, Raghuramji tells, it is not that someone finds a Guru. Someone who dispels the darkness within you, Andhakara Vinashena, is a Guru. When you are in physical darkness, you experience fear. But once the light is turned on, the fear goes away. So, a guru is also someone who takes away your fear. You experience fear because you're going into the unknown, which is like darkness in the physical plane. When you go into an unknown territory, a guru is someone who gives you the assurance and confidence that it is okay to go ahead. How? The guru gives you assurance from the fear, but it is not a physical assurance. By giving you the experience that there is something eternal and undying within you, which is the Brahman within you, the Guru takes away your fear. Even King Parikshit died in 7 days, but during the days he spent with Shuka Maharshi, his Guru, the Guru helped him get in touch with his eternal self. That way, the Guru-Shishya relationship is so personal and intimate. It is also dualistic. Even if addressing a group of students, each one feels that the Guru is talking to them. Many people came and told me, Raghuramji, in today's talk, it felt like you were talking to me, answering my problems and my confusions. Wow, now I'm sure by seeing this virtual launch, all of us would be really eagerly looking forward to have the book in hand. We are also planning for an ebook of Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Work is going on, and maybe the launch of the book of Raghuramji Biography. So now over to the main highlight. Of course, we all must be eager to hear Raghuramji. So over to Raghuramji.
Namaste to all of you. It's such a wonderful presentation. I don't have words to explain, to say that how many people, how many wonderful ways that you have done, particularly all these videos, all these things that you have presented. It gives an immense pleasure to me, joy to me. And I see that Sanem is there from Turkey, and Claudia is there from South America, and all of you are there. It's an immense, wonderful pleasure for me. Actually, my own feeling was that, as Sri Aurobindo said, that everyone is in the path towards spirituality. That means to say it's inevitable that we go into that spirituality or realizing that. And only what yoga does is that it hastens the progress. It makes this progress much more faster, much more easier. But then it's a life journey that everybody is doing, being tossed around here and there and all that. So therefore, we cannot separate the life journey from yoga. So, and a guru is somebody, or the teacher is somebody, guide is somebody who constantly is living that, so that what happens is that you see that influence of that in the life, so that we can adapt in the life. A lot of people take the ideas of yoga sutras or the books, whether it is Yoga Sutras or Upanishads and all that, they take it as if they're separate from the life itself, different from the life. But that was not my idea. So it is always within the life. That's what is our teacher, Satyanarayana Shastriji, always used to say, that it should be connected with the life. Anubhavamiti Shastram. So therefore, essentially, that where do you see that anubhava or experience of that, influence of that in our day-to-day life? Therefore, basically, this biography, when they wanted to write, I said it's not the question of my biography or anything like that. It's a question of that how a understanding, the deep understanding of yoga, living that yoga can help us in the day-to-day life. So that is what is the way that the book of both these books, they go simultaneously hand in hand. That's why I say that the biography and the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, they're not different. And Patanjali also gives us the yoga. We always say that yoga is a way of life. We are saying yoga way of life, then should we not represent that in the way of life? That's very important. Second thing is that if I try to bring about all that esoteric, all that mystic kind of a thing, then I'm taking you away from the way of life. And then you feel that I'm different from you. But that should not happen. I'm one of you. In fact, so close to you, that's why you mentioned that it's one-on-one relationship, one-to-one relationship. If you experience that, that gives the idea that yes, you can also take the journey forward. It's like holding the hand and taking forward. Each one of us, we are like that. We are just moving in this particular journey. That's the reason why, whether it is biography or the Patanjali Yoga Sutras book, just like I said that Patanjali Yoga Sutras is the basis of yoga, which has to apply to every part of yoga, whether you say Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everywhere that Patanjali Yoga Sutras background is something that you could see that. It parallel to that, equivalent to that, we could see. Just a simple thing is that we say in Raja Yoga, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Patanjali gives us. Equivalent to that in Jnana Yoga, we see that it is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That means to say it's a similar journey that goes on either way, in all the ways. The only thing is Patanjali gives the basis for that. That is the same way that if I live the same kind of a life, it's not that you see that in my life, but to see that people who have interacted with me, been with me, and then they never knew that I'm in the path of yoga. Like that, such persons also, what is that they felt? What is that they have understood? In the college days when I was there, not that I never thought that I will become something like that, but I knew that I was the path of yoga journey. My brother is there. We both grew together, you know, but when he has to say that, that means what kind of an impression that he had in his mind right from the childhood days. So this is what is very important. This journey is something which is very important. But at the same time, we should be so much like a common man, common people. I give you one small little anecdote about that. Like, when Swami Vivekananda came back after the whole West travel and all that, when he came back, such a huge function that happened in Calcutta Boat Club and all that. So Vivekananda's mother was there. And then Sister Nivedita, she just teasingly asked Vivekananda's mother, Bhuneshwari Devi, okay, now you see your son. What do you think about him? All over the world, he went. And then she is like such a simple mother. She said that at least now he settles down and gets married. How simple impression that. And exactly the same way, when one day I was with my mother, and she used to attend the satsang morning Maitri Milan, though she doesn't know any English, but then she would attend very this thing, and then she would see that people appreciating and all that. One day she said, world has really gone to dogs. I said, wow, when are you worried about the world? And she was such a simple lady. She cannot even buy 1 kg of vegetable. Please understand. That's what is her capacity. But then she said, the world has really gone to dogs. I said, Mom, wow, what a wonderful, profound statement you have said. But how did you say that? You know what is my mother's reply? She said that people listen to you also, Vedanta. That is the kind of a thing. That means to say how she must have felt that simple, ordinary human level, but at the same time, you could see the life of yoga behind it. That's the reason why in Samadhi Pada and all this, all Samadhi states I said, they're all in our day-to-day life. It's a part of our life. And this impression we would like to create in the people who came across in my life. I wanted to do that. People who come across by reading these books and all that, it should be like that. The life is not against spirituality. Our spirituality is not rejecting the life. Spirituality is actually celebrating the life. And that celebrating the life spirituality, when they say it's a yoga way. So these two things, that's why they become integral part of everybody's life, every house. That's what we need to do it. Let's try to create that kind of thing. I'm so glad so many of you have joined hands together, making this project so wonderful. And also it's like the way that it's not just you joined, but every day it is like a festivity for you walking through this journey. In fact, whenever somebody calls me with some doubts, whether it is Ashwati, whether it is Bala, or anybody who calls me Brinda, immediately I feel so nice that it's not that for the writing that they're asking these things, but they're genuinely interested in trying to know it deeply from the simple common explanations. And that is what makes it really wonderful. In fact, I don't know what the books will come out and what will it happen and all those things, but the journey so far in the form of interaction and all that itself is very, very satisfying. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raghuramji, for sharing your pearls of wisdom. In the beginning of my journey with Raghuramji, I used to look forward only for one thing: is his jokes. So that was that time. It was always this waiting eagerly for that was the highlight, the jokes. Then later on, I remember once he did not say one joke also. So I went and complained to him. I said, "Why, Raghuramji, this session no jokes? What happened to you? Are you not well?" So then he said, "No, how long? You have to be concentrating on the jokes, concentrate on other things. So that is where, so that is where I'm sure everyone's journey here has been. And I see the presence of, yes, Mullah Nasruddin jokes. Yes, that was my favorite ones. I see here Dr. Ramakrishna, who has joined. Dr. Shamantak Mani also has joined. So Ramakrishna sir, would you like to say a few words? Dr. Ramakrishna is, let me see whether I could see him. One second. Yes, sir. One second, sir. Yeah, you can unmute, sir. Unable to hear, you have to unmute yourself.
I will do it. I think I have unmuted now. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Namaskar, Ragramji. Many congratulations to Yoga Bharati. And Raghuramji has been my teacher and he has been my guru. I can never forget his discourses on Bhagavad Gita when I was pursuing my MSc in Yasvyasa. And yeah, very contextual jokes. Nobody can forget his class and the way in which he rather taught us Bhagavad Gita. I was feeling many times that Lord Krishna himself is teaching us. So such a wonderful discourse and his depth of knowledge in any subjects related to Vedanta and particularly with respect to yoga is so immense. And I have attended his workshop somewhere 25 years back in the Rashtrothana Sharira Shikshana Kendra in Jayanagar. At the time, our Raghuramji was quite young, and the way in which he was giving, it was the whole auditorium was crowded. And his very capacity is, he will not allow anybody's eyes and ears to go away. It is very difficult to make a discourse on Vedanta, keeping everyone's eyes, ears, and heart so connected. So I can say He is a wonderful master. And for me, the most and the greatest guru which I have seen in my life. And every day, whenever I meet Ragramji, sometimes I'll be silent. At the same time, I'll be observing many things from him. The moment I go nearby Ragramji, some current flows through my whole system. And that is how the Guru Shishya Parampara, and I have real experience with the Ragramji. And on this great occasion, I congratulate for his contribution to the field of yoga and Vedanta. And I wish him, I pray Lord Dhanvantari to bless Ragramji a very long, healthy, prosperous, happy life. And Abhinandan to Yoga Bharati. I am sure many more such things would come from our Yoga Bharati. And Raghuramji's connectivity with especially a country like Turkey is something amazing. In fact, Raghuramji has introduced me for few people in Turkey also. Raghuramji never keeps anything for himself, always dispensing. Such a wonderful master. We are all fortunate, and I wish everyone the best. Namaskar.
Namaste. Thank you so much, sir. Over to Kavita ji for doing the vote of thanks.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sir, my complete pranams to the Guru who has bestowed the spiritual knowledge on all of us. Wishing you a very happy birthday. May always your blessings be there for all of us. Thank you for the wonderful words you were saying, where everybody is in the path of spirituality and you are with us makes it very special. Pranams, again, welcome all of you who are gathered here online to witness the release of both the books. Welcoming all of you once again on behalf of Yoga Bharati team. So for many people who don't know, who have received message from me or who have heard me but not seen me, I'm actually Kavita Arun. So I'm basically coordinating for Raghuramji's biography book. So this journey of this book started from September 2021. So we all came together from different parts of the world for the purpose of bringing Raghuramji's spiritual journey as celebration of life. And that's how celebrating life came into picture. So we have all gathered from different parts of the world to experience his spiritual journey as a celebrating life. So both these books is just not only for this generation, but also for the coming generation. So as it says that darkness goes away, it is his word, darkness goes away automatically the moment light comes in. So we are all happy to have him as a light, guiding us with his spiritual knowledge when at present, when the whole world is in a kind of some crisis or the other. And he's always been a light for most of us here. And I echo everybody's thoughts, experience. I know what it means being with Raghuramji, whether you're inside Yoga Bharati or outside Yoga Bharati. So everybody experienced the same. So to make this spiritual journey available to all of us, so we have to complete this dream book, both the Patanjali Yoga Sutra and biography. So both these books will be complete by the end of this coming year or the next year beginning 2023. So as it is said that usually spiritual journey does not come to us, but we have to walk to them. So this is an opportunity for all others to volunteer for, as we need a lot of volunteers for this book. So to make this book as a spiritual celebration, and we require more volunteers to fulfill this dream. We need volunteers to support and to convert this into a digital ebook. So with someone who has expertise in this area, so both book has to be, at least a book have to be published. So we require, if anybody who has expertise and anybody who's interested can always come and join hand with us, and they can always contact Yoga Bharati for that. So we request volunteers to either contact Prabhaji, Brindaji or myself with regard to volunteering for this particular program. And we have a list of people whom we have to thank for today. And first thing is we have to thank our volunteers, both the book volunteers. They have done a wonderful job. And I don't know how these people all it's all for a common cause, and we all came together and it made it a very wonderful thing. And so definitely Yoga Bharati USA team, then Detroit team, then Bangalore team, all the Yoga Bharati complete team. So who are spread throughout the world have contributed to this. So thank you so much for making it a wonderful project. And especially Satyapriya ji and his son Sukesh, both from Turkey, have also made this. They have sent a lot of interviews. They have conducted interviews in Turkey, transcribed this, and they have sent the interviews to us. And thank you for them for doing this wonderful thing. And Shruti, Bala's daughter, for making the slides. And Mrs. Manjula, who's made this, she made a wonderful, beautiful video collage of sirs. So it was nice, and thank her for that. And we also had a person who made this, the biography of Ragramji into a printable format, Swami Mallikarjun. We also thank him, and Mr. Arya for editing the video slide, and Brindaji and her team, the PYS team, for making the book. And definitely the cover page of the book is come out very lovely and is very creative. And it's every sutra is like an atom bomb, and this, as they said, it is like a medicine to nourish us. So it will serve its purpose, and it is very nice. Looking forward to read this book. And also Ashwati ji for coming and authoring a biography. Thank her so much, and putting the entire thing in such a simple language. So thank her very much. And a very special thanks to Dr. Nagaratna Didi for being a big pillar for especially the Patanjali Yoga Sutra team, and also helping in the proofreading, editing, and guidance of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Thank her, a very special thanks to her. And we also thank all the people who were interviewees with regard to biography, and all the volunteers here. So we have only finished the first phase of the interview. There's still some more second phase of interview to come, which will happen, and hope so we'll be able to successfully complete this. And we volunteers to come forward, and so that we are able to come out with the book by the end of this year. So thank you so much. I think with this, and thank again one and all for being here. And thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, always for your guidance, blessings, always there. So with this, we end with a closing prayer.
One more thing to add
Yes.
on is I'm sure everyone would have seen the journey of the books here. I also request contributions, generous donations to Yoga Bharati to help us, in recovering the cost of publishing the book, as well as for the e-book costs and everything. So we are hoping to publish as many books as possible. So there is going to be a lot of cost going to be incurred for that. And Yoga Bharati is a public charitable trust, and we really invite everyone to to donate generously. So for this, 2 book projects here. So thank you so much. And I'm sure many people are asking also is, how do I get these soft copy teaser links, because they would like to sit and read. We would be sharing it in our WhatsApp groups, in our Gmail groups, and in our Facebook. So hope you are all connected through any of these sources. Or if you're connected to Ragramji also would share it to you, and you could all enjoy both the book, the chapter, and also contribute. Thank you so much.
So now we'll end the session with the Shanti Mantra. Sarve Bhavantu. All together, gently adopt Namaskara Mudra. Keep your eyes gently closed. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. We also request all of you to come on video for a screenshot. Okay, Prabhaji, is that fine? For a screenshot?
Yes, Bala, can you please take a screenshot? All of you, please come on video, who are able to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just take it now. All of you can say Ragramji, maybe. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for coming today. So we'll see you all very soon. Hopefully by February 13, when our 10th anniversary celebration happens, we would be able to launch the books. So we will see you all virtually and offline for this book launch event. So till then, thank you so much.
Thank you.